Hello, everyone. Welcome. Thank you so much for joining us. My name is Hannah Wilkerson. I'm the External Relations and Creative Manager at Children's Environmental Health Network. And for many of you, I'm the one who has been sending you lots and lots of CEH Day emails. Please take a second to introduce yourself in chat. Let us know who you are, if you're representing an organization or business, and where you're joining us from today. Before we begin, I'd like to set a few expectations. Please be comfortable as much as you can on Zoom. This is really your time as partners and potential partners. Feel free to have your cameras on or off, however you're comfortable. If you're not speaking, please be sure to mute yourself. If you have questions or comments, please chime in. Please use the chat function or raise your hand if you're comfortable. And I want to say a quick thank you so much to our guest speakers, Chriscilia Cox, founder and CEO of SUMA Consulting LLC, Michael Ejiogu, Program Coordinator at New York State Children's Environmental Health Centers, and Brandon Link, Health Program Administrator at the Kentucky Department for Public Health, Environmental Public Health Tracking. These are all past CEH Day partners, and I really appreciate them being present to share their past experiences. I know some of you are experienced CEH Day partners and some are brand new to the celebration. So it would be great to get kind of a feel of that. In addition to, I see a lot of people introducing themselves. Thank you so much. Could you also put in the chat how you're feeling about CEH Day 2023 so far? So 1, you were told to be here and you showed up, which is great. Or 10, you're pro, you're just saying hello and stopping in. A couple more joining. Hello and welcome those of you who just joined. We are introducing ourselves in chat and then giving kind of a temp check on how we're feeling with CEH Day 2023. Are you brand new or are you just saying hi? Oh, awesome. Glad to see some new folks. Wonderful. And from all across the country, that's wonderful. Ooh, Dixie coming in with a 9.5. I like it. Awesome. This is very helpful. Cool. So as we're still casting our how familiar with are you votes, I'm going to start with a brief introduction to Children's Environmental Health Day and what it means to a partner. After that, we'll hear from our past partner guest speakers. So we'll also have about 10 minutes at the end for questions, conversation, brainstorming. And I know we do only have 30 minutes booked. So if you have questions or would like to talk through CEH Day ideas after, please feel free to email me. Throughout the presentation, I'll mention quite a few links, and I am still not entirely able to focus on more than one thing at a time, no matter how often I try. So instead of posting in real time, I'm going to share a list of handy links in the chat now. This also includes some contact information for myself and for our speakers. I'll also send this out with the recording after the info session as well. So Children's Environmental Health Day was first recognized in 2016. It is a platform for all children's environmental health advocates. It's a day to drive action, improve health outcomes for all kids, increase visibility of children's environmental health issues, celebrate the movement's wins over the past year, and collaborate on challenges ahead. While CHN staff like me help to create promotional materials, encourage outreach, and help facilitate events, we do really want child health advocates to know the ownership they have over the day and how it's recognized. Children's environmental health touches so many other disciplines, and there are myriad opportunities for how the day can be leveraged to support your work. So partners are a big part of what makes Children's Environmental Health Day so special. Partners collectively amplify children's environmental health concerns and drive action for positive change by encouraging a real groundswell of activities off and online. CEH Day partners really run the gamut of disciplines, fields, roles, and interests. Partners span public health, healthcare and housing, national school and childcare organizations, health advocacy organizations, environmental groups, child advocacy groups, equity and environmental justice organizations, youth-led climate action organizations, sustainable businesses, and plenty from other sectors too. In 2023, we currently have 123 official CEH Day partners signed on. The logos listed here are just a portion of them. You can find the full list on our website. Partners can be individuals, national, state, or grassroots organizations, offices, businesses, or coalition. As you can tell, really, it's just anyone working towards a cleaner air and water, safer food and products, and healthier places for kids to live, learn, and play. So CEH Day, as I mentioned, is a platform to promote your work. We know children's environmental health is touched by so many fields and interests, and this is a great way to find and amplify that common ground and increase your reach to other engaged and aligned audiences. There's some real possibility here for cross-pollination between CEH Day partner audiences. So we help with this by placing partner logos on the CEH Day site, regular CEH Day partner social media shout outs, and the amplification of CEH Day events, activities, initiatives, and resources. Most importantly, as a CEH Day partner, you're a part of a broad, engaged, diverse community of other like-minded partners working for positive change. So we ask partners to get involved in a few ways. We know everyone's comms team have their own priorities, everyone's bandwidth is tight, and not everyone is able to veer off of their prescribed programmatic path at this point in the year. And we understand if you can't engage in all of these ways, but we ask that you take part in as many of these activities as possible. So there are 5 main places to plug in. First, we ask that you help promote CEH Day and motivate your audience to celebrate. Parties are more fun when everyone gets involved anyway. We've got a handy dandy toolkit with sample messages you can customize to encourage your audience over social media, email, or however you typically connect. You can find the link in the list that was posted before, but I think we've had some people join since I shared that in chat. So here we go again. This is a list of all of the links that I'll mention. Second, we ask that partners request or otherwise encourage CEH Day proclamations at the city and/or state level. Children's Environmental Health Day proclamations increase the visibility of child health issues linked to modifiable environmental hazards and provide year-round accountability. Essentially, they're a public declaration by government officials that they care about children's environmental health and will do everything in their power to support it. Requesting a proclamation from your mayor and/or governor is easy and quick. If your organization would like to make the request, you can find sample proclamation language and an easy-to-follow toolkit online. Otherwise, there's language to encourage your members, chapters, or audience to request local and state proclamations in the promotional toolkit that is also linked in that list. Third, we ask partners join the annual CEH chat. This has historically been a Twitter chat, but given the uncertainty of many social media users, we're expanding this year and will be simultaneously posting on X, formerly Twitter, and Threads, as well as on Instagram and Facebook via the questions feature in stories. This year's CEH chat is on Wednesday, October 11th at 12 p.m. Eastern and focuses on the science communication, research translation, and building trust in the age of misinformation. Fourth, we encourage CEH Day partners to join in for events and activities leading up to and on October 12th. So we define these events and activities pretty broadly. In the past, partners have released a CEH Day themed blog post, hosted virtual educational panels on issues relevant to their work, released reports, organized local hikes, held art contests, produced podcast episode, or just joined the CEH chat. This year, in addition to the CEH chat, CEHN is planning 2 other CEH Day events. So we will have our annual Child Health Advocates Award virtual panel discussion on October 2nd, as well as an in-person reception for our awardees on Washington, D.C. on the 13th. The CEH Day site, which is listed in that list of handy links, includes a map of celebrations at the bottom of the page. If you'd prefer to attend rather than host, you can find events there. It's still pretty sparse. A lot of partners are still in the planning stage, but if you'd like to host, we also have resources to help get the celebration going with event inspiration, hosting support. One last note about hosting. We do ask that if you are hosting, please let us know about it so we can add it to the map and help spread the word. I'm always happy to brainstorm, and we are always happy to help with outreach for any activities. CEHN can place those in our outreach, including our newsletters, and we can also outreach through the CEH Day social media. Lastly, we ask partners to help put a face to the children's environmental health movement. We would like to put together a shareable short video with partner messages, as well as a kind of faces of children's environmental health photo collage, but we need your help. This has been an aspiration of mine for CEH Day for the past few years, but we haven't really gained critical mass yet. So I'm hoping that this is the year. These can be as informal as you like, even screenshots of a staff meeting over Zoom. This is a screenshot of CEHN staff and their families at the end of one of our, I think it was CEH Day 2020 virtual events. So partners can also record videos to upload in the CEH Day partnership form, which is also linked in that list. Or if people aren't feeling very technical, I'm also happy to help record a short message over Zoom. So if all of this sounds good, you're ready to become a partner, the next step is to complete the partner confirmation Google form that I just mentioned. We use this form to collect contact information, organization website address, your logo, and other helpful information. It also includes a section going over what we just covered. I know I went fast, but this covers everything, including details and links, and affirming your commitment to partner responsibilities, so you have everything in one place. And again, that's listed in the link that I shared in chat. I want to say a quick thank you again to Chriscilia, Michael, and Brandon for joining us today and sharing a bit about your experiences as CEH Day Partners. I'll go ahead and return it over to Chriscilia if you want to start us off.
Sure, and thank you, Hannah. So my name is Chriscilia Cox. I'm the founder and CEO of SUMA Consulting LLC. I am a environmental sustainability and management firm in Southeast Georgia. I am also a retiree from the public health officials from the Department of Defense, and it sparked me to actually serve my country after retirement in this capacity. I've helped leaders, I have helped municipalities, and I have helped others, and mainly on the southeastern line and underserved populations, to talk to them about children's health. That is one of our areas of concern. Not many people know that Georgia is one of the 4th states in the United States that is high for heat, as well as respiration problems, asthma, you name it, allergies. It's just really darn hot down here, and the children here go through it every day. This year has been a high for us as it relates to heat, and as it relates to actually dealing with respiratory issues. So with CEHN, what I have been doing, I got interested back in COVID. At the height of COVID, I wanted to make sure that I was still able to reach children because I am a first-time parent. My daughter is about maybe 4 or 5 years old when this started, and she literally have allergy issues. It was very important for me to be a partner of this organization because what the mission was and what it stands for. And it stands for exactly as to what my mission of my organization stands for, especially when it comes down to education and making sure that the awareness is there. So I participated mainly within social media, and then I graduated up to proclamations. I'm very active when it comes to CEH Day, definitely with my mayor. My mayor knows me by name when I'm in the parade or if I'm at Christmas socials. And he said, okay, now I know it's coming up pretty soon. Don't wait till the last minute so I can sign that proclamation. And as a result, you can make a difference. And you'll be amazed when you get your municipalities involved. As small as a Little Whiskey, Georgia is where I'm at. And there's a really small town in between Savannah, Georgia and Brunswick, Georgia, and just outside of Jacksonville. But the difference you can make when you actually are very passionate about something and that you bring up something that your mayor or your local municipalities have not heard of. So I'm a regular on the list. From there, I got a space on the local health board that's for the county. And I also helped with 2 projects that dealt with piping for lead poisoning and switching out piping for the city. And now we're going over to education. So my organization or my firm is actually allowed to actually pitch a speech and curriculum education for environmental health for the actual county. So that's with the new superintendent that they recently had. So I'm totally excited. It's totally worth it. Just as simple as a proclamation or just to push a couple of social media posts on what we were doing. I will tell you, I didn't think that, hey, I wasn't doing enough, But when you start seeing comments, or when you start seeing how it affects and how you motivate others, I know I probably motivated like another city across doing ideas, but it's so well worth it. I would not have thought that I can make such an impact, and I wouldn't change it for the world. Thank you. And I'm going to pass it over to Michael.
Thank you. Hi, everyone. Can everyone hear me?
Yes, we can.
Yes, perfect. Okay. So my name is Michael Ejiogu. I currently serve as the program coordinator for the New York State Children's Environmental Health Centers, also known as NYSCHECK. And the center that I specifically work for is at Mount Sinai Health System. And so just to give a brief background about myself. So as I mentioned before, I currently serve as a program coordinator for the NYSCHECK Coordinating Center. And that consists primarily of 7 centers across New York State. And so prior to working with the New York State Children's Environmental Health Center, my background was in environmental health and health policy. And I also interned for the New York State Department of Health. So within my knowledge of environmental health, along with working at the New York State Department of Health, that led me to working with the NYSCHECK Coordinating Center. And so, yeah, that's my background. I've worked with Mount Sinai for 5 years. Yeah, my passion specifically lies within environmental health. And so I'm happy to talk about what CEH Day means to us. And I'm also happy to share my screen so I can sort of give a brief timeline of what CEH Day has meant to us over the past 5 years. All right. Can everyone see my screen?
We can. Look at all that great art.
Yes. So yeah, this is just to give a brief timeline of what CEH Day has meant to us over the past few years. So in 2018, and I'm on our website if everyone can see. I'm happy to share it after this meeting. So in 2018, October 11th, this is some of our members. That was the launch of our network. And so we took that opportunity on CEH Day to announce the launch of our statewide network. And as you can see, these are my directors, Dr. Marta Galvez and Dr. Perry Sheffield in the photo, along with some of our program managers and advisory council members as well. Yep. So this was in 2018. In 2019, we hosted our 2nd annual CEH Day, along with our art contest, which we are hosting this year as well. And I'm happy to share a link after this meeting. So as you can see, in 2019, we were more branded. We have t-shirts. And yeah, we took that opportunity also to use our advisory council members to discuss the Child Safe Products Act. We also had some youth ambassadors discuss what CEH Day means to them as well. And we hosted our first official art contest. It was in 2019. In 2020, we hosted a youth symposium. I'm sorry, we hosted a series of webinars by some of our members, and this was conducted virtually. And the focus of that year was on climate and community resilience. And we also had some of our members discuss legislative advocacy as well. And then in 2021, we hosted our youth symposium on environmental and climate justice. And so we actually had some of our youth-based organizations discuss what CEH Day means to them, as well as, if you can see on the right, these were some of the organizations that discussed the work that they were doing to promote awareness about CEH Day. Yep. And then, as you can see, we've continued over the years our art announcement. And the focus of the art announcement has always been, what does CEH Day mean to the youth? And so, as you can see, there's a brief synopsis, but we provide examples that creative students can use to depict what CEH Day means to them. And in addition to the art contest, we've also partnered with CEHN to participate in the annual Twitter chat. Yep. And then in 2023, here are some details about our art announcement. Again, sticking to the theme of what a healthy community would look like. And all the details are available on our website. I'll stop sharing.
Awesome. Thank you, Michael. I'm excited that y'all are doing the art contest again this year. It's always so fun to see the submissions that come in.
Yeah, I'm excited too. And anybody is welcome to join this year. So
thank you.
Yeah, please feel free to share broadly.
Thank you. And I will make sure it gets on the CEH Day map, because I don't think it's there yet, but I will do that after we hang up. Michael, unless there's anything else you wanted to mention about CEH Day, Brandon, would you like to share about your organization?
Absolutely. Sure thing. Can everybody hear me okay?
We can.
All right, excellent. Hello, everybody. Thank you, Hannah, for inviting me on and let me be a part of this meeting. My name is Brandon Link, and I'm the Health Program Administrator for Kentucky Environmental Public Health Tracking. I see over all the program marketing and outreach for our program, and you may be wondering exactly what it is we do. The Environmental Public Health Tracking Program is actually a CDC grant-funded program, and we're actually currently in our second 5-year grant opportunity, and we're actually one of 33 recipients. So there are 33 other states, and I think one independent health department that actually is tied into environmental public health tracking. And essentially, like EPHT, like our program, we try to better understand the environmental causes of disease by tracking environmental factors, health outcomes, and it kind of includes how we collect, interpret, and report data about hazards in the environment, populations that may be exposed to these hazards, and health problems that may be related to these exposures. With that, the information we gather, and we put that out on our website. Like it's queryable from the CDC's database. We also help out with a lot of visualizations, like we use ArcGIS and develop information maps along with Tableau visualizations to better understand like the type of data we pull. So it kind of allows for, kind of helps guide intervention and policy to kind of improve the places we live, work, and play, and basically the health of our population across the Commonwealth and our nation. So it's kind of a brief overview of what we do. In terms of exactly how we as a program approach Children's Environmental Health Day, we're actually really big on something that we developed called our Children's Environmental Health Summit, and this usually takes place the week of Children's Environmental Health Day, if not the day of, if we can. This year is actually going to take place on Children's Environmental Health Day, but this will be our 8th annual summit. And essentially, like I'm relatively new. I've been here almost a year and a half now, so this is my second time planning it. But typically it would take place in person. But for the last several years, thanks to the pandemic, we tend to have planned it online. And honestly, we get a little bit better of attendance online. So it's kind of how we go. But essentially what we do with the Children's Environmental Health Summit is we tend to pull in either experts, subject matter experts, academia, like pull in several professionals that basically focus on environmental factors that are affecting children throughout the Commonwealth. Last year, we had a really good speaker that spoke about environmental disasters and how they affect children, because I don't know if anybody's aware, but in Kentucky, like last year, we had a very deadly flood that affected Appalachia, very far east Kentucky, and then basically our community was destroyed. So we tend to focus on things that help guide Kentuckians toward better intervention. And this year we're actually currently I'm actually working on planning it this year. we have about 4 or 5 speakers lined up, and they range, like, these things range in topics. Like this year, we're actually focusing on air quality with wildfire smoke and just smog, and just basically because of all the wildfires that have been experiencing in Canada. I mean, we've seen all that drift all the way down here in Kentucky. We've had poor air quality days. We're actually focusing on PFAS, or forever chemicals, and just how things that are everyday made just kind of just leave traces and are affecting children's health. We're actually focusing on radon in the homes, because many of the structures in Kentucky, and especially the poor parts of Kentucky, they're basically infested with radon, and not a lot of people are aware of that. So we tend to focus on the education of just kind of what's going on and what's affecting children around our state. And with that, these speakers, they come and speak, and then we also develop continuing education credits. And this is essentially used to draw people in to want to attend, because usually public health professionals want to come in, subject matter experts want to come in, educators come in, community health workers that come in, they want to attend. And we use this, and we work with our education and workforce development team to develop continuing education credits on train.org. And so if you attend one of our summits, you can actually go to train.org, and you can get some contact hours, either if you're a nurse or a community health worker or a registered sanitarian, and it kind of goes on like that. And we've seen really good results from it. I think last year we had 125 people that were registered. And, like, I'm talking about this, but you're like, well, what does this have to do with kids, other than, the topic being kids? Well, we actually try to involve our children too. And much like the previous speaker, we actually do have a poster competition every year that we've done this. So this will be our 8th one. Last year, we had 256 entries for our poster contest, which it far exceeded like the previous years. But essentially, like, we'll give them a topic. Last year it was environmental public health superheroes, and kind of like what an environmental superhero mean to these kids. This competition usually goes from K through 8th grade, and like they'll kind of just, we kind of keep it vague and kind of give them just a brief explanation, because we want to see kids' imaginations run wild. Like, because if you kind of put them in a box, that's kind of where they're going to stay. But we kind of try to keep it light so they can kind of go, and like some of the submissions are just great. And so like you kind of get an idea about how kids in our state feel about environmental health and just environmental factors that are affecting them. And like for everyone that enters, like we usually pick a winner. We have a first, second, third prize winner, and then an overall winner for each grade. And then on the day of our summit, we actually show off some of the winners and some of the honorable mentions, so on and so forth. So yeah, that's kind of what we do. Like I'm actually, like I said, I'm currently planning it right now. I'm working with education workforce development to get it going. It will be taking place on October the 12th. It'll last about half a day. I plan on sending some save the dates out, so I'll drop our website and my personal and my work email in the chat. So if you guys want to contact me about it, if you want to have a discussion about it, if you feel like that's something that you guys may be interested in and kind of want some more details, I'm happy to share that with you all. And I'll pass it back to you, Ms. Hannah.
Thank you so much. That's wonderful. I'm excited to hear about all the new stuff happening this year. So for the rest of you, I want to make sure, I know we are up against time, but if any of you all have any questions, please feel free to jump off of mute. Any of us are happy to answer questions here or via email.